SpongeX here with more custom stage footage from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and here we have the Pelican from the Halo series. I think it's funny how in custom stages the Pokemon trainers are nowhere to be found. It's like in the other stages, if there's nowhere for them to be put, there will just be a floating platform for them to stand on. But in custom stages, it just shows like exclude them, period. You hear their voices, but you don't see them anywhere. No, I'm not mad they brought back Pokemon Trainer, but I'm kind of upset that Charizard's no longer his own playable character, because I personally loved what they did with him in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. Like some of the new moves they gave him, because he no longer was part of Pokemon Trainer. I mean, Rock Smash, that was a really fun move to use. And they got rid of it in this one, but they replaced it with Crash Burn. But if I recall, like in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS, they replaced Rock Smash with his down special. Where in Brawl, it was originally his side smash. But so that, and we no longer have Mega Charizard as his final smash. So it would have been fine, like if they I don't know, like maybe they should have updated a bit. Maybe they should have Pokemon Trainer. Maybe they should have had it where you start off with, instead of Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard, what if it was Squirtle, Charmeleon, and Venusaur, or something like that? I don't know, but... Or they could have done it, Charmander, Wartortle, and, Charmander, Ivysaur, and Blastoise, or something like that. That would have worked, but... I just wish Charizard was still his own character. So here's a stage based off a really funny scene from a really funny Season 2 episode of SpongeBob Doodlebob. Where's the leak, man? That was always one of my favorite episodes of Season 2. I just thought the creativity and humor of it was just so funny. One of the recent seasons actually made a somewhat sequel to it. I was kind of underwhelmed by it, though. I thought it relied too much on just nostalgic pandering, but what really bummed me out about the episode is how it did not feel like a sequel at all, despite the fact it should have been. There's an episode where SpongeBob and Patrick ended up in like some kind of doodle dimension after they messed with a machine that Sandy had, and I mean that alone felt very forced. SpongeBob and Patrick felt very out of character during that moment. Like the way they got sent to a doodle world was very stupid, but the execution, well, I mean, the concept of the episode was a fun idea. The problem is the episode did not stay long enough on those ideas. So SpongeBob and Patrick were in a world where anything they drew came to life. The problem is they got bored of it so instantly. It's like, oh, come on. SpongeBob and Patrick would not get bored of that so instantly. And so Doodle Bob does make a return, but SpongeBob and Patrick have no idea who he is. And that's what kind of ruined it. You know, it's like they made an episode called Bubble Buddy Returns. In that episode, it actually did call back to the original Bubble Buddy. And so I don't get why Doodle Dimensions didn't bother making a proper sequel connection to, you know, Frankendoodle. I thought that would have made the episode so much better. Despite that, though, there still were some good moments in the episode. I loved, like, the army of Doodle Bobs. I liked the warfare between drawing things between SpongeBob, Patrick, and Doodle Bob. And the ending was kind of funny, where the way they get out of it is they draw a doodle version of Sandy, who draws like a portal to get them back home. I mean, I thought that was kind of funny. And then it was also pretty fun to see doodle versions of other characters, as what we saw, like Doodle Squidward, Doodle Crabs, Doodle Patrick, and of course, like I said, Doodle Sandy. And so that was kind of a fun idea, but other than that, it's like, darn it, this episode was kind of mixed for me. It felt like Nickelodeon was just trying to cash in on all the Doodle Bob memes, but they didn't bother putting much substance into it other than trying to bait people in with, oh, look who's coming back, you know. Heck, a lot of these previous season episodes have been nothing but, like, nostalgia bait. I mean, they had an episode where Bubble Bass returned, and overall, I thought that was a really stupid episode. The only thing that made up for it was the really funny ending. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the meme of it, where Patrick has, like, a hyper-realistic face, and he says, "Things are gonna get crazy." I thought that part was so funny. Because throughout the episode, I was just really bored out of my mind. I thought, like, it was a really annoying episode. And then that part actually did get a laugh out of me, I'm not gonna lie. But then they even had a whole episode dedicated to the fish Fred. The character keeps shouting, "My leg!" I thought that one got old after. A lot of people are saying they really love that episode. I, for one, didn't like it that much. I thought it got very tiring after a while. I mean, I thought it started off really funny with, you know, like, there was something funny about an episode concept where if Fred breaks his leg one last time, it'll be permanently broken. There was kind of a funny idea behind that, and so, you know, but other than that, I felt like, you know, the way he shouted "my leg" just wasn't the same. Like, in the old episodes, he would whine it out loud. He'd go, "My leg?" In this one, he's just shouting, "My leg!" And it wasn't as funny as, you know, the old sound clip you'd hear, like, in the previous episode. So, once again, it felt like Nickelodeon was just trying too hard to pander off of a meme from the internet made more popular than Nickelodeon ever did. And that just really kind of annoys me how, you know, a lot of fans really love SpongeBob, and they love sharing, like, their favorite moments from the show, and Nickelodeon would get really jealous of these people, and a lot of these people weren't even making money off this stuff, so, you know, they block their YouTube accounts, and then what does Nickelodeon do nowadays? They do nothing but post all of these memes here and there of, you know, they're basically copying off what the fans were doing, and now I get it, you know, Nickelodeon, Nickelodeon and Viacom, they own the rights to SpongeBob, but it still feels very wrong for them to be so disrespectful of the fans. Now, I can understand, like, people who are illegally selling these episodes or uploading all the episodes for free online, yes, they shouldn't be allowed to do that. But for those who are just sharing little clips or funny images, you know, to express, like, a part from the show they really thought was funny, I just find it so disrespectful for Nickelodeon to block them, and now all of a sudden they're all about just trying to copy off that success. And they're making money off of it now. So, you know, they've just become very greedy. On the bright side, though, I mean, like, for those of Amazon Prime, SpongeBob Season 1 through 4 is now free, apparently, and in HD. So that's pretty, you know, this has come from a guy who already owns the DVD box sets. It's still pretty cool to be able to see those episodes for free online, with HD, especially, because the DVD quality is honestly very terrible. Heck, even the TV quality was a lot better than the DVD quality. So, yeah, it is really nice to look back at some of these, like, episodes and looking at them with more clear-looking colors and outlines and not looking so pixelated or blurry like the DVD quality. So, of course, like, Season 5 through 12, you still have to pay for those, but it's interesting to see that the first 4 seasons are now free. Yeah, Viacom is still strict. You know, back then I loved making YouTube edits of SpongeBob. I thought it was always funny to hide a bunch of references inside SpongeBob, you know, whether it's a voice clip from a movie or a video game reference. I just had so much fun making all these edits, but Viacom was not too kind to me in return, and they took down many of my past accounts. And so, you know, originally my account name was, I believe the very first account name I had was called Tails X, and then eventually that got blocked off, and so I replaced it with Stales X. That got blocked off, and so my third and current YouTube channel is SpongeX, and this is the longest one I've had, and even then I almost lost this channel, but it wasn't because of Viacom for once, it was because I was uploading clips from Sonic Boom, trying to help promote the show, get people to watch it, but apparently Sega took that the wrong way, and I had no choice but to take down every video I had that had copyright content in it. So nowadays my channel is mostly just video game footage and occasional art updates on my series Nick Clunk and Trila, but yeah, copyright is a brat, that's for sure. Sometimes you just, you know, you don't intend to make copyright infringement, you're just a fan of something, you just want to share what you like and hope that people will get a laugh out of it just as much as you had, you know, making the stuff or enjoying the stuff, and companies just don't seem to understand it that way. They think every little thing people are doing is trying to steal their success, and far from it. I mean, Nintendo, they are definitely very strict about it. They get so mad at, like, people who just upload, like, little mods of their games, and meanwhile, Sega, it's like they encourage people to keep making, like, fan animations and even fan games of Sonic and stuff like that. Makes sense, too, because, heck, Sega's not doing much of the series much anymore. I mean, not as much as they used to. They don't seem to have much passion in making Sonic anymore, but at least Team Sonic Racing seems to be reviewing well. I look forward to playing that this Tuesday, but other than that, like, the main series Sonic games, they've gone very downhill. I've defended the series for so long, but even I can't defend Sonic Forces. This has come from a guy who actually tried defending Sonic 06 and Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. I thought those games had some redeemable moments, but Sonic Forces, no. That was like the first Sonic game in history that I felt was a complete waste of time and money. It was not worth the hype at all. I mean, this has come from a guy who likes Sonic Adventure-inspired games better. I thought Sonic Mania was much better than Sonic Forces. Let's see, this stage is Godzilla. I still have not seen the most recent Godzilla movie. I heard it wasn't too bad, though. The only complaint I really heard was Godzilla didn't show up enough in it, and I heard the sequel, though. It looks like that'll have more monsters to it. Heck, I heard there's also they're also speculating that they're gonna be making. They want to make like kind of like a prequel to Godzilla. It takes place like in primitive times, and I'm all for that, honestly. Less humans and more kaiju monsters? Yes, please. So let's face it, that's the main reason people watch Godzilla anyway. They don't care about the human characters. They want to see monsters fighting. So, having like a prehistoric timed Godzilla movie, that could be interesting. Then, of course, they're also crossing over this new version of Godzilla with the new version of King Kong that aired with Kong Skull Island. Now, I did see Kong Skull Island. I did enjoy that one. I thought that was a really good reboot. It was nice to finally see a King Kong movie that wasn't another retelling of the story we've seen so many times. And I liked how the design of it felt like a mixture of the original Kong design, but with a more realistic appearance. Because it seems like every Godzilla, well, not Godzilla, every King Kong movie since the original, they tried making him look more like a gorilla, but King Kong was never supposed to look like a gorilla for a second. He was supposed to look like an oversized chimp with the physique of a gorilla. And so I liked how Kong Skull Island, they kept that in mind. You could tell by the face it was more inspired by like a chimp's, but the body was still kind of like more of like a gorilla's. And so yeah, they're now going to make a crossover of the modern Kong and Godzilla to remake King Kong vs. Godzilla, and I think that sounds pretty exciting. Speaking of crossovers, I heard the directors, well, the writers of Detective Pikachu, they want to make a Super Smash Brothers movie, and I think that would be amazing. Because, you know, there's something so amazing about seeing, like, the Avengers for the first time. There was something so cool about seeing all these characters showing up. Like, who is going to show up first? Who are they going to meet? How are they going to meet? That was always the fun of watching that movie for the first time. And so imagine that with a bunch of video game characters. That would be incredible. But a part of me wonders, okay, how would that work though? Like, if it were to be a live-action movie, for God's sakes, make sure you keep the CGI designs cartoony still, kind of like inspired by like or at least go the Detective Pikachu route, have them cartoony but detailed at the same time. Well, that's all I have to show for now. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.